Hello there, people of the internet. My name is Jagero, and this is Dialogues with Jagero. I don't think I've ever talked about this story, but my brother died of sickle cell anemia some long years ago. I didn't meet to know him. We called him Babu or Ababi, And what I remember about his death was that he was very, very thin, and he had no life going about him. So later on, I read about actually what what he suffered from, and I realized it's a disease that is very difficult to take care of. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about with Etemesi. Etemesi has had some serious problems and issues with his health, and one of the things that my mother, I remember telling me about my brother, is the pain that he had during this, the period of this disease. And I talked with Etemesi, and he has always talked to me about pain. Like, it's not just pain, it's excruciating pain. Pain that, I have had a lot of pain, but I don't know the kind of pain that you've gone through. The funny thing about the story of Etemesi is the horror of it, I knew that he had a wedding, I did not go for that wedding. I don't know. I don't remember the reason why. And he was a pastor in a very good Christian church. But today, as we talk, he's no longer pastor. He was let go from his church. And the reason they gave was that he was a burden to the church because he's sick. His wife left him. And the reason why she left was that he was a burden, So, Mr. Etemesi, thank you very much for joining me.
Yes.
How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I am well. Yes, though the change of weather also comes with problems. I get excruciating pain every time the weather changes. Yeah, so, yes, when I see the rain, I see winter is coming in regards to my health. Yeah, so yes, I was born with sickle cell anemia, but the first time it was diagnosed when I was 7 years of age. 7 years of age, even it was not diagnosed in Nairobi because I was born in Nairobi. It was diagnosed in Mombasa. We had to travel to Mombasa, the Coast General Hospital. That's where we were told that I have sickle cell anemia. For my mom, it did come as a shocker because one of his brothers as a child, my cousins, there were two of them who had sickle cell anemia. So she knew what it meant. But for me, I didn't know what it meant. And what I've had frequently when I was diagnosed, my mom was being told that this guy will not reach at the age of 10, this guy will not reach at the age of 18, he will die. But thank God I'm 38 right now. Yeah, so I thank God. Yes, my mom was determined to see me living. So I went to school. She made sure that I go to each and every level of education. Yes, I studied medical microbiology at JKUAT, and then I did masters in virology, the viruses and all that. But I didn't finish because winter came again.
Which one did you not finish? The masters?
The masters. Because I remember very clearly I was having something called a vascular necrosis. Now, with sickle cell, the red cells are not the round kawaida shape. They are sickle. They form a C. And these C-shaped sickles, they go and block your arteries and the veins. So that blockage is the one that causes pain. So the signal to the brain is that there is a blockage. So the signal is pain signal. So my right leg was blocked for a very long time, and I didn't know. So I was just on painkillers to numb the pain so that I can catch up on education. My leg, my hip died in the process. That's the complication that comes with sickle cell anemia. They block organs, and the organs die, and that's why you find people succumb to it. So yes, after the blockage, I was told that I won't walk for a year, or I won't walk until I do something called hip replacement. I went and did, and I went to physiotherapy. I had a wound also that formed. For people living with sickle cell, they understand these wounds, the wounds that did not heal. You go and sit somewhere and your wound is oozing and it's smelling and it's not healing.
It's a wound that is on the outside.
Skin, yes.
On the skin.
Yes.
And what causes it? If you have an
it's
injury,
part of the complication of the sickle cell anemia.
You just wake up and you have a wound.
And I have a wound. So
really?
I had a wound on that leg, on the same leg. So I had a very difficult year that year.
Which year is this?
That is 2012, when I was doing my master's. And I was told by our HOD, head of department, that I can't go on if I want. There's no special exam for me. So either I do it or I don't. And if I don't, I'm out of the master's program. So I did it. And I was told that I failed like 3 units. And I was discontinued. I never had anyone discontinued from masters. I was the first one. So I have a medal for that.
You have a medal for discontinued?
For being discontinued.
Yeah.
Yes, so I was discontinued. I went back to the drawing board. I was depressed for a year. At that time, God healed me miraculously.
Let's go back before we come to the... How did you grow up? Where were you born? How did you grow up? How many were you in the family? Yeah.
I was born in 1985. We were living in Dandora. I went to school in Dandora. There's a school called Tomboya Primary School. So to Dandora, they can know and they understand. So I was there till class 2. Till class 5 there. Then I went to Jagero, where we lived in government quarters. My mom was a civil servant. So there I went to school at St. Paul's for 2 years, till class 7. Now my health became too much for I was sick like every other week. I was admitted at Kenyatta. Kenyatta was my second home. So for a long time, I suffered pain. So my mom was advised by the doctor to get a warmer place. My mom is Luo. So Kisumu was an option, but she was born and raised in Mombasa. So she knew Mombasa better. So we went to Mombasa. That's where
Your mother changed towns because of you?
Yes. So she even asked, the transfer was on medical grounds for the child. So the government was lenient at that time. So she was given that. She worked for Ministry of Transport. Later, in Mombasa, she worked for District Civil Aviation, which is now called the Kenya Civil Aviation Authority, KCAA. Yes. So that's where I grew up, in Mombasa. Mombasa was very good. My health was improving. I was not getting sick every time, but I had issue with my leg. I couldn't walk. I was limping a lot. So I started physiotherapy. I was working with crutches from class 7 to Form 1. So my self-esteem went downhill. Yeah. I was not confident. So I knew if I want to be teacher's pet, I work hard. So I was always working hard to be top of the class, or to be among the top 10. Yeah, so that's how I survived. Yes, 4 years I finished in Mombasa, a high school called St. Charles Lwanga. Yes, then I came to Nairobi again because of campus. This was horror for me because every time I go to Nairobi, I was visiting Nairobi, I would get sick. I had cousins who are living in South Sea, so every time I went there to their house, I get sick. And it was horror because everyone.
When you say you get sick, what exactly is happening to you?
I get painful episodes, meaning my red cells are being blocked. They block the vein and the arteries, and I get pain. So I had pain in my joints, chest pain, sometimes at the back. I remember even in Mombasa, I had this serious back pain, and I was alone in the ward. My mom, I think she came to Nairobi for work, and I was alone. There was no caregiver with me. And I remember this woman was passing and see that I was like a pregnant woman in labor, where I was touching. I was just wanting that massage so that I can be suited. So I was rubbing my back, and this lady saw how I was rubbing my back in pain. She just came and took over the rubbing, and she rubbed me to sleep. So that's bad. I was crying. I was crying with loud voices. I was wailing, actually. because of this pain. This pain is like someone is having a saw and is cutting through your bones, and the pain is not going away. I remember the first time I learned of painkillers is when I was in Kenyatta at class 5. The nurses were so good to me. I was in the general ward, and in this general ward, there's a side room. So that's where they used to put me, in the side room. And every time I'll breathe in pain, they'll come with a painkiller, which they called pethidine. Pethidine is an opioid painkiller. Pethidine is the same as heroin, but now for medical use. I started being injected pethidine at class 5, not knowing that this pethidine will become one of the painkiller that I will crutch on for a long time. Yeah. So that was pain episode that I was experiencing at that age. Yeah, I finished Form 4 in Mombasa.
And you asked your mother, what is going on with me? Did anybody explain to you why? Because nobody has hurt you in any way.
Yes.
And you're feeling so much pain.
Because my memory of my mom with sickle cell was just together, we were in the ward and she was just crying. And I didn't understand. I thought, this is the end of me. Because if my mom is crying, then that means I'm not going to be helped at all. So she was a reserved woman. So whatever I thought was, she would never share with me. But she would just tell me, it will be okay, it will be okay. You live longer. That's what I had from her. Every time, you live longer. Etemesi, I'm investing education for you, go places. So that was what made me be confident, knowing that I'm not going to die anytime soon. Since my mother is investing in me, I'm not going to. I'm those child that when we went to school and we started reading till late, my mom will quarrel. Say, why are you taking a lot of time in books? Because if you do that, you'll get stress, and the stress will trigger the crisis. So even reading too much was an issue. Even being emotionally happy. With someone, if I'm excited, it will trigger the pain. Yeah. So any mood change will trigger the pain. Yes.
So you finish the university.
Yes.
And one of the questions that I wanted to ask you was that you became a Christian at an early age.
Yes, I became a Christian at an early age, at a very early age. My mom used to go to Crisco Church. That's where I was introduced to God. And I realized that every time they prayed, I was getting better. So I wanted this God also. Yeah, so yes, my faith. And then I also learned to talk to God on my own. And every time I asked God something, I saw him doing it. And that's why I got in. I went deep into faith, yeah, into Christian faith. Yes. So I was a Christian after, even before, in primary. Then after university, I had that call of being a pastor. But I was afraid of it because I knew being a pastor means borrowing. Being a pastor means you depending on people. So I didn't go that direction. I went to the direction where I will just continue my career and God will be on my side. So after that, after when I was doing my master's, I was discontinued. The church came calling that since you're at home, can you come and intern with us?
Which church is this now?
It's called Life Spring Chapel.
Life Spring Chapel.
Yeah, it's part of the Nairobi Chapel churches. Yeah, actually the second church plant of Nairobi Chapel after Karura. Yes. So I got excited that because I loved Christian, the Christianese way of doing things, but I also loved serving in church. So I went to serve. After 1 year, 1 year of internship, I was called for pastoral traineeship, which was 2 years. I did that. That's where I found my wife, Catherine. Yes, and we started courting from there. Then December 2015, we got married.
Let's talk about courting.
Yes.
I hear you talk saying that she's your wife, but you told me that you're no longer together.
We we have parted ways right now because of my health issues.
Okay.
Yeah, not saying that she has been burdened by it.
Yeah.
But because of what it comes with it, the painkiller dependency.
Yeah, I get that. What I don't get is that when you started dating, was everything clear on the table?
Yes,
what
yes.
are you suffering from?
Yes.
Because I know that you guys got married in church.
Yes.
And in church, what do they say? For better
Or for worse.
or for worse?
Yes.
That's what they say in church.
Yes.
And people say, "Oh, I'm gonna," and the pastor looks at you in the eye and asks you, "Is it a yes?" And you say yes, right?
Yes.
So I imagine she knew that
Yes.
you are somebody who has been living with this terrible ailment, which is sickle cell anemia, and I think there are some things that you get to know later.
Yes.
Perhaps the things that we say yes to is not really something that we are gonna say yes for forever. But you are telling me anyway that she knew. How did you guys? I'm just if you don't mind talking about it, because I know that when I met my wife, she asked me what are some of the things that I should know about, and one of the things that probably you told her is that this is something that I've been suffering from for a long time. As a matter of fact, it's 7 years I was diagnosed with sickle cell anemia, and this is how it is because. Even when you were discontinued, she would later know about this.
Yes, yes.
She would know that the reason why you guys left Nairobi for Mombasa was because of this. She would know that the reason why you failed your master's was because of this. And a lot of other problems that you've had in life is because of this wound that is brought by sickle cell anemia.
Yes.
So I don't know, did you guys talk about it?
Yes, actually, there's a joke that my wife always say that when she saw me at first in hospital, she said that the person who will get married to this young man will have a lot of problems, not knowing that she's the one who's getting married to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she knew what I was suffering from. She saw me in pain. Not that even when I was telling her about my intention, I was actually admitted in the hospital, and she came visit, and I told her, this is my intention to get married to you and all that. My wife has been very supportive in regards to me suffering from sickle cell anemia. Even when the church discontinued me, my wife is the one who stood by me and even defended me. She knew even the pain. Yeah. But now the thing that, as you said, you can know about something, but when you see it, you experience it, it's on a different ballgame. Yeah. So my wife saw me. I remember the first years of our marriage. I wanted to please her, not knowing that even I told you about the triggers. One of the triggers was if I'm tired, I should not go overboard in terms of using my energy. So I remember the nights that we are having our intimacy. Sometimes I would get into crisis after, and that will be a shocker to her also. Yeah, but she will just embrace me like that. I remember even calling neighbors at night at 3 a.m. to take me to hospital. This made me feel not man enough. So what we did with my wife was I used to take painkillers so that I can prevent those painful episodes to come. Yeah. So that's where I started getting into more painkillers so that I don't even make my wife get tired or be a burden to my wife. Yes. So
you were using painkillers to cover and to mask what is really going on.
Yes.
Because I've also had problems with my foot. What one of the doctors told me is that the dangerous thing about painkillers is that they mask a lot. For example, my problem is that I shouldn't walk a lot. If I walk from here to town, that is a lot of walking for me in one day. All right? And I shouldn't walk again to Ngara. And one of the reasons you will know that you have done enough of walking is what your body tells you.
Yes.
But then if I were to take a very strong painkiller right now, I will walk to Thika Road.
Yes.
And I won't feel it.
Yes.
But the damage is still the same.
It's still the same.
So that is something that I wonder if you knew about it, that if you're taking painkillers, then because pain is supposed to tell you that something is wrong with your body.
Yes.
But then if you mask it, then basically you're
There's a-
hurting yourself more.
More, yes. But I didn't know. What I wanted was to mask, also to go. I remember when the church, the first time when you got married, I was doing pastoral traineeship. And I knew I'll be the pastor. I'll be enrolled as a pastor. At that time, the church came and told me there's no finances. So I went to town. I went here to Nairobi CBD, where my friend was. We were in campus, and we also lived in Mombasa together. He was doing some tender documentation and all that. And that work is a lot. He had Somali clients. So I used to take painkillers so that I will cope up with the workload. So I will just take pills, many of them, to mask.
What do you mean by many of them?
By many, meaning like I'll take 2 after 5 hours. I take another 2. I'm not treating the issue. I'm just numbing the pain so that I can get food on my table.
This is you're not married yet.
Yeah, I'm married now.
You're now married.
I'm now married. The church, I did pastoral training. The church did not bring me in board, so I was just there at 1 year after my marriage. Then the church came again and called me. 2 years later, I went to a church plant. They were planting a church in Kamulu. That's where we served with my wife. After 5 years, they asked us if we can be lead ministers of that branch, and we accepted.
So you trained for what, 2 years? First of all, you interned for a year.
Yes.
And then they called you into training
2 years.
for 2 years.
Yes.
And then there was no money to employ you.
Yes.
For 1 year. And then now there was a church planting. I assume now there was money to employ you. And so they asked you if you can go and be the one planting this church.
The person who planted was different, but I just came to take over from the person who planted. Yes.
So he's the plant and the one that waters. So
Yes.
you're the one that coming to the one that is coming to water.
Yes.
Okay.
And now the fear of sickle cell coming on the way came again. Remember the master's program?
Yes.
Being discontinued. Remember when I didn't get pastoral, my marriage, the first years of my marriage, whereby I wanted to please my wife in all direction, not getting sick ovio. Now this time I'm a lead minister. What do? I don't want to get sick. On Sunday, I don't want that call to tell the elders that, hey guys, I'm not coming today. Why? Because I've gone into pain. I'm into sickle cell pain.
So if you are into sickle cell pain, then it means you can't preach.
I can't preach.
You can't be there for 45 minutes in the pulpit.
I can't. So what did I do? Painkillers to numb the pain.
So you take painkillers to go and preach.
Yeah. Because my schedule was busy. Remember, I'm the lead. So
What does that mean?
Being the lead is like being a senior pastor of a branch.
You're the senior pastor?
Yes, of the branch. Now, there's a senior pastor who is in charge of all the branches, but now you as a lead, you report to him. Yeah. So yes, I started preaching, but also numbing the pain. So it came to a point when it was too much for us. We asked the elders for an audience, and they called us in for a meeting. And we told them, I'm afraid of pain, and I'm taking painkillers so that I don't miss my Sundays. So we need help. And two weeks later, I was called in this meeting, and I was told, we are going to help you, but not helping you as a lead. Step down so that we can help you as an outsider.
What help did you need from them?
So the help basically is to know why am I in pain all the time and all that. So it's medical help. Getting a doctor, getting good hospital.
And that is interesting because then I've never thought about this. I know that there are some churches that get medical cover. For their pastors. I think at All Saints Cathedral, there is that
Yes,
cover.
yes. I
But
remember even
were you on any medical cover as the senior pastor?
at that time when the medical cover came to Life Spring, the church, I was not, the first medical cover came and I was not enrolled because I had a pre-existing condition, so I didn't get. It's only my wife who was enrolled in it, but me, no. And at this time when I was a lead minister, there was no specialized cover whereby I can get good hospital, or I can get a doctor to look to.
But then if something happened to you, then who would take care of you?
I'll just use my NHIF.
Or your salary?
And my NHIF.
Or your salary?
Or my salary.
Mm.
Yes. So I was given that ultimatum that I should resign, or get terminated so that they can help me from outside.
It's not very clear to me what is going on here, because you have been taking painkillers to go and preach.
Yes.
Or to go over your pastoral duties.
Yes.
But then, at some point, you decide that, okay, we need to go and talk to the elders.
Yes.
What was prompting you to now go and talk to the elders? Did you as a family decide that this is too much? It's not working?
Yes, we as a family we said, this is too much. It will kill me also. Too much painkillers, they can kill you also. So we wanted help. I wanted help.
What do you think would have been the best way for the church to help you through this?
At that time, when I said that, when they gave me that option of either resigning or being terminated.
Yeah.
Those are core leaders. They are core elders, where they are the elders in charge of me in that branch. But now there's a larger elders board. They heard about it and they said, no, you're not resigning. We're giving you 6 months medical break, paid. And that's where I started my journey to get solution for this pain. Yes, that is what I wanted. What they gave me the second option. Yeah. So when I came back after 6 months, the elders who teteared me their term had finished. So what did I get? Had ended. So what did I get? Termination letter.
So when you were after the 6 months, they terminated you.
After 6 months, they terminated me. Yes.
And what did they say in the termination letter?
They said, number one, I was a burden because now the treatment that I went through involved fundraising. And they said I had burdened the community with my health issues. Secondly, they told me when I used painkiller, at some point I got into an accident, which I don't remember, which didn't happen, actually.
Oh, they lied, according to you?
Yes, because what I remember about that incident was that I was in pain, and I was just being injected with painkiller, so I was so drowsy. So what happened, I called my pastor friend. I told him, hey, I'm driving alone and I'm a bit sleepy, I'm drowsy. And he told me, stop there, don't drive, I'll send someone. But the information that came was, you got into an accident. I'm wondering which accident, because I've never drove while not in my sober mind in terms of painkiller. Yeah, even if I go to hospital, someone takes me to hospital. Yeah, only that day is the one that I asked for help. So it was part of the reasons why I got terminated.
But you were drunk driving.
Yeah, I was drunk. Lack of a better word, drunk. Yes.
You're drunk driving.
Yeah, yes.
And you are a burden to the community. You know, Etemesi, you're my friend. And you've known me from, I've been at All Saints for a very, very long time.
Even I remember being in one of your committee.
Yes.
For the plays.
Yes. You know, and you came to Poetry Sport.
Yes.
And I've been I'm a churchgoer for a very, very long time right now. And I started going as a child, at least before 18, you know. And the way the church has always behaved is very troubling to me, you know. For example, your case, you know, you are a born-again Christian, you are going to church. But then, so I want to bring it a little bit back.
Yes.
You are taking pills to go and preach. I mean, that doesn't sound nice to me.
It is not nice.
You know?
That's why you needed help, yes.
You know? Because one of the things I know pastors do is to give people is to tell people that God is gonna be good to you. God is going to heal you.
Yes.
Whatever problems you're having, be it school fees, be it what. And I think that for you to do that, you cannot do that from a very bad place, because then you're lying to the people.
Yes, yes,
You know, when you are on the pulpit preaching and giving people the good news,
hope,
and you're
yeah.
masking your pain, I am feeling like something is not right there. I am not blaming you, but I want to go back to let's talk about it. Why do you think you had to do that? For who did you have to? Is it for the Christians? Is it for your family? Who for?
I come from a place I have experienced pain for a very long time. So one only thing that has come, one value that has is very evident is fear of that pain. So and the fear, every time people say fear is illusion, but what I've seen the pain doing to me, it has like stopped every dream that every time I get to my dream, it has come on the way, like the master's program, like like now in my marriage, the pain, and now in this career path that I took of being a pastor. So I feared, first of all, telling people that I will not be coming because I'm sick. I didn't want to ride on that. I wanted them to employ me not because I am a sickle cell warrior, but because I can manage. Yeah. And truth be told, you are a sickle cell warrior. The sickle cell has not gone because you become a pastor. You're still having that sickle cell pain. And now the triggers are more prominent, because now even the workload can be a trigger. If you don't have an assistant, can be a trigger, whereby you are doing all the work by yourself. For normal people, it comes to them as it gives them a lot of stress and all that. But now for you with a sickler, it triggers a lot of pain.
I know about pain, and it might not be to the extent to which I know. There are guys here, even my friend Festus, who is sitting down. Sometimes I tell them I can't walk to whatever they want us to walk to, and some of my friends just think that come on, get up and walk. I mean,
you're too lazy.
Yeah, you're getting too lazy. I remember we were with Kevin, who is on the main camera here in Mombasa, and I was telling him, dude, that place, me, I can't. We went out and we were going to look for a tuk-tuk outside on the road, and we went and stood there for such a long time. And I was like, why are we standing on this road for such a long time? So I sat down on the pavement. Somebody looking at you is like, you're being too lazy. You don't want to do things.
Yes. And the good thing about you are vocal. Me, I'm not vocal. I will please people. That's my personality.
I'm not vocal, bro.
I'll be a people pleaser. I'll be a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I'll not tell them I can't. I'll just freshen them by telling them, okay, let's go. But what do I do to numb it? I take painkiller so that I can that pain will not come. For you can also please them by taking painkillers and walk. But remember, you are hurting yourself more. Yeah. So that's what happened to me in that time that I was a pastor. I was afraid of telling them that, hey guys, I'm not well. Hey guys, I'm not coming.
What did you feel about the church leaving you at your darkest hour?
It got me to depression.
Tell me about it.
I got into depression because this is now I was not looking anywhere else. It was my path that I chose. It was a path that I chose. And I thought this was a place whereby if I open up, I will be helped because they'll understand. But now they didn't understand. So I got deeper into depression to the point that I wanted even to commit suicide.
You told me that you tried committing suicide 3 times.
3 times. 3 times. And all this backfired on me. But anyway.
How are you trying to do them?
I'm just overdosing on my pills.
On your pain pills?
Now, not pain pills alone, but every pill that I take. Every pill. There's a pill called hydroxyurea. Hydroxyurea is a leukemia drug. But this leukemia drug was found to help people living with sickle cell because it produced something called fetal hemoglobin. When a child is born and is a sickle cell warrior, for 8 months, there's a grace period. They don't experience that pain. Reason? They have in their blood they have something called fetal hemoglobin. Their mother's hemoglobin is in them, so they don't get it does not sickle. Now they die after 8 months. Mine died after 7 years. I think I breastfed for a very long time. That's why it took a longer time. But the hydroxyurea drug that I'm talking to you about, it changes the red cell to be fetal hemoglobin.
To be?
Fetal. The one that prevents you from getting the pain. Yeah. So that's the work of that drug. So I was there. When I tried to commit suicide, I mixed all these things so that I can die. Yes.
And did you tell your wife that you're going to die, or you'll just do it behind her back?
Behind her back.
And what would happen after taking them?
So the last time, it traumatized them together with my child, and that's why they walked out. It was traumatic for them because I couldn't take it. I just wanted to die. Yeah. Yes.
Let's talk about how about the marriage. I can only imagine the drama that was going on in the marriage when you were suffering this way. Your wife, what kind of a person is she? Because I want to really say that she has really tried. We're going to talk about her leaving you, but I think she has really tried.
My wife has really tried. I can't even blame her. I can't even point a finger to my wife. My wife has been my best friend from the time we got married. She even knew, she went ahead to know the kind of food to eat, the kind of, even understanding my body. When I don't tell her the truth, like I'm not well, and I insist doing something, she say, no, I can see it from your eyes, I can see it from your body, you're not well. She can tell when I'm jaundiced, meaning my eyes are yellow, she can see it. And she even went ahead and gave me food that's supposed to help me. Yes, so she has been a very great support. I remember those nights when she even called people to take me to hospital. Yeah. I remember those nights that she would pray for me when I'm in pain and I'm just there, we don't have money, and we're just there, and she will just trust God for provision for us. I remember when facing the elders, she would defend me and tell them why I went through the direction of painkillers. She would stand by me. I remember when I was not well, even during the time I was a pastor, senior pastor, lead pastor, she will come and lead the church and cover for me. And the church will go, Sundays will have so many people thrown in the church. And people don't know that my wife was the one who planned everything. Everything ran smoothly, from finances to even the planning of the service. Everything will go well, very well, because my wife took cover for me. Yes. Yeah.
Well, you have a lot of praise for your wife, but then she decided to leave. Because I am thinking that you would have made a better a team. Your life would have been better with her.
Yes.
And your son around you.
She has not left us in Gobi, we are separated. So still hope. Let me say that. There's still hope for her coming back.
You are the one who has the hope.
Yes, I'm the one who has the hope. I'm not thinking otherwise.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is why you keep saying that you are because some people would say ex-wife, but you're saying
yes,
my wife.
Yes, still my wife. Yes. So.
But a lot of people, you understand, would wonder why she would leave you at this time.
Yes. People will understand. Remember, she left when I tried committing suicide that time. Yeah. It was traumatic for her and the baby, because it did it in the house, and they found me collapsed in the house. They were calling ambulance. I was taken to hospital. Hospital revived me back. But that time, she was there and she saw and she was traumatized.
How did they know that you had overdosed?
They saw all the pills that was in the house. I'd taken them all.
Where were they at this time? They had gone somewhere.
My wife was washing clothes or doing laundry.
Outside?
No, in the same house, in the bathroom, I think. And my son was watching TV. Yeah, when all this thing happened.
So you just did it in the sitting room?
In my bedroom. Yes. Anyway, but it was traumatic for her. She has really tried in regards to be a caregiver. Yeah. And even at some point, my friends even wanted her to get on therapy, because now she has been drained emotionally, because she has been investing on us, on my health and all that emotionally. And this draining also meant that she at some point she will just break down. Yeah. So I didn't expect, but I understand even as she walks out. Yes.
What was the conversation like when she was walking out? Did you guys have a meeting?
No.
Remember that elder meeting?
Yes.
I was expecting that that she would sit you down and tell you that, look here, I can't take this anymore and I'm sorry, but I have to leave.
It was not like an elder meeting. When I came from the hospital after trying to commit suicide, she said that since we don't have a car, can I go and sleep at my mom's place? So that
what happened to the car?
I didn't it up at that moment. It is now old, very old. So what she said was, I go and sleep at my mom's place, so that tomorrow morning I can come and join them.
At where?
At my home, at where we rented.
Yes.
So in the morning when I called, she told me that she had left. So it was not something that we sat and decided, hey, you can go now.
What did you feel? Did you ask her you've left?
I was so heartbroken.
What do you mean you have left?
Yes, I asked her, but she didn't want to talk too much. So she hung up on me. But she told me, because of what you have done, the committing suicide and all that, it's traumatizing for us and the baby. So
How old was the baby then?
6 years.
6 years.
6 years.
Pretty young.
Yes. His name is Lamo. He's a very good, a good friend to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see the family?
I've never seen, as we talk right now, I've not seen them.
Since the episode happened?
Yes. I've not seen them.
That's a long time. How long is it?
It happened in November, so
you've not seen your son since November?
Yes.
And why?
Because they went back to the shags where my wife came from in Makwini. That's where they were staying.
Makwini is not so far.
It's not so far, but
Etemesi.
yes, but you have not gone. It's a process. Going there is a process.
Going there is a
process.
Just
don't wake up and just go to my father-in-law's house. I must go with parents and
yes,
and elders. Yes.
Are you planning to go there?
Yes, I'm planning. I'm planning to go there. Yes.
Yeah, because it feels like you still love her, you still want to be with her.
I understand where she's coming from. Because right now I don't even have a job. You understand? And also finances can be a major hurdle, even in relationships. Yeah.
So
something that they can't be said, maybe because we are Christian couples, but it's the truth. Even
there is a lot of things that go under the carpet in Christianity.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we should speak boldly about it.
Yes,
for example, somebody letting you go because you are sick, and they are the ones teaching about kindness. It is a horror story. It's actually bonkers to me.
Yes.
And this is one of the problems that the people are having with the churches, is that churches don't treat their people well.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking the reason why they are getting, I'm not afraid to say, the reason why they are getting sadaka is because you are preaching. If you're not preaching, there is no sadaka.
Yes.
And I'm wondering why they even need to do a fundraiser to take you to the hospital.
Yeah,
because the church has money to take their pastors to hospital. The church has money to take care of their own people that are preaching the gospel. And this is the biggest problem that I've always had, that when a pastor is having a problem, then it is the problem of the people of God who have been
Yes.
giving
Yes.
every
Every
Sunday.
or every
They
week.
give tithe, they give development money, everything, and the church has a bank account. So when you are sick, why can't they just go to that same bank account and say, okay, in business, that's how it works.
Because I've seen other churches, the church I went to, I've seen the pastor was not well, but it was covered by the elders. Even you are not told, you are told after that your pastor was not well, but he's now okay. It was covered. But for us, I didn't know, we didn't handle it very well. People knew that our pastor is suffering and he's suffering from this. So it was not, I was not covered.
You're not covered.
Not covered.
You felt left alone.
Not covered.
So we are coming to. I'm hoping that you can, get back to your life. What do you think is the best way of trying to? Because let's go back to the disease, because I know that the way we deal with diseases here especially what people call terminal illnesses in this country is very dubious. How somebody like you, if you are in, let's say, America or Europe, how would you be taken care of? How would your health look like? What would they be doing to you?
My friends who have gone there, and they are very well. One, because they have a specialized doctor, a hematology doctor, not a general practitioner. Not saying that general practitioners are not doing a good job. They are doing a good job, but someone who is specialized in it. Because I remember when I was under my parents' house, there was an insurance for me, and that insurance made sure that I see an hematologist, and that hematologist was very good in the way he was handling me for a long time till I finished campus. I was being taken care of by this hematologist. But now, since I don't have insurance, I go to clinicians, I go to general practitioners, at some point general practitioners, but they're
just general, as the name suggests.
Yes, they're general. So, and that's what I've discovered in other countries, where you get a specialized, someone who knows, who can follow up even on your progress. Yeah. Yes. And that will be very good. And that's what we are I'm fighting for right now, to get an insurance cover. Apparently, if you get an insurance cover, having a presenting condition, you must stay for 1 year probation. Then the other year you get.
That is also only in Kenya.
Yes, only in Kenya.
Yeah, in other parts of the world, you get insurance.
Yes. So that is what I'm asking to get right now, because the insurance cover is like 120,000 right now, as we speak. That is 120 for this year of probation, then 120 for the year that I'm going to use it. That's like,
so you have started that process.
I am doing fundraising also on that.
You're doing fundraising to get insurance.
Yes.
So perhaps what you can say is that if you are asked to ask the general public on how they can help you, is to help you fundraise for the insurance.
Because the insurance will give will enable me to also go to a good hospital where I can be treated. Yes.
And the kind of food that you should be eating?
Right now I don't have a job, so even my diet is not very good, since my wife is also not at home.
Yeah. Unaishi on mayai peke yake. That's what the men without wives do.
Yes.
Sijasema vibaya.
You're mentioning names here. You're pointing fingers.
If you are not married, shauri yako.
So currently my diet is not that very good, but
what should be your diet if you
iron rich, balanced diet, iron rich, vitamins, carbohydrates, proteins. Yeah. Yes, and lots of water.
Lots of water.
Yes.
Sahi, you're looking all right. So
yes.
You want painkillers?
Today I woke up well.
Yeah.
Though I'm still in pain, but not that much.
So when you say you're in pain, for example, if the pain were to be triggered, where would it be at
right now? My pain is my leg. If you noticed, when I came here, I was limping.
Yes.
I was limping a lot because my leg is aching. It has a lot of pain. But I had to come here.
Because I was thinking that you would take a near border from town. Anyway, that's fine. So what you are fundraising for right now is insurance.
Insurance. And also a side business that I can do. so
What
that I can.
if somebody watched this interview
Yes.
and was like, I can provide this guy with a job, what kind of job would you what would you do?
I'm a microbiologist by profession, but also I have learned marketing, and also I'm a vocal person. So in terms of selling things, I can sell. I can sell.
But it uses a lot of energy though.
It's okay.
Which is a trigger.
It's a trigger,
I
but
don't want you to be on meds.
on meds.
Wow.
Yes, that thing is I can what I have apart from I can be a good if someone wants a speaker to an event, I can. Yes, I'm very good in terms of communication. Yes.
Yeah,
Communication both
preachers are very
written
good in
and oral.
communication. Preachers are very good in communication.
Yes.
It's interesting, brother. What do you think about these? We worship a gracious God,
Yes.
the God that they say is a healer. Have you ever thought about it?
Yes.
Especially the part of gracious healing God.
Yes, let me tell you a story.
Yeah.
I have gone through the hands of many pastors. Others, I remember the recent one was someone pouring anointing oil on my mouth so that I can heal my cells and my... and I was like, oh my God, not this direction. I believe God is a healer, a healing God. And even someone told me, you're not healed because your faith is not that strong. That is a lie. Because if you are healed by merit, then some of us would not have been here. I'd be dead so very long ago. God is a healer, and I still believe in that. And sometimes the healing that God provides is not the healing that sometimes we know. Yeah? Even they can be healing through death.
Yeah.
Yeah? So that you can rest from the pain.
That is interesting.
But also healing from just provision, whereby you're in pain, yes, and God provides for you to get the right treatment. Yeah. And also healing in terms of peace. That yes, I'm suffering right now, but I'm at peace. I can smile with people. I can give someone hope even when I'm in a painful episode. Yeah. And that has enabled me to reach out to many sickle cell warriors. I have an organization called Weary Foundation. And Weary Foundation actually tells the good stories of sickle cell, not the stories of Boshe, that this person is sick, he can't go out, no. There's people, sickle cell warriors around me who have done a lot. They have gotten married. There are some way in the fashion industry. They have employed themselves in the fashion industry. There's a baker. There's a policeman, a policewoman actually. There's someone with a sickle cell warrior and in Mjengo.
Jengo ni iko na trigger sana bwana.
Iko na trigger, but now these are people they want to flourish in the areas that they love. So these are stories that I tell. Yeah. So people can subscribe also as part of the support. My YouTube channel is Weary Foundation. Weary Etemesi. You can just put an hyphen Etemesi.
Weary WIRI.
RI. Yes. Foundation.
All right. Thank you very much, brother.
Yes.
I hope that first of all, you can get better.
Yes.
You can manage the pain. I remember in 2020, I wasn't able to drive because I was having so much pain in my foot. I thought that I was going to die. I thought that I was going to be amputated, It was so bad. It was so swollen. It was so painful. But you see, remember going to another hospital up, what is it called? Next Nairobi Hospital, there is a huge plaza there. I forget its name. And I was supposed to see a doctor there. And then, so the first thing I asked the doctor is that this thing that is ailing my feet, is it gonna go away? Because when I started walking from going to the lift, I felt like I was walking on mattress because my foot was really, really swollen, and I didn't know what the reason was. So I went into this doctor, and this doctor looks at my leg, and he's just telling me casually that you'll be okay. You see? And one of the things I remember is that he gave me a shot with a very large syringe. I've never seen that syringe. It was large. And he drove it through my feet, both feet. And what I remember was that, like walking on ice. That's all I felt.
The numbness.
Yes, it was so numb. But then I decided that, okay, this is what I am having. And I have talked to a lot of people who are suffering. Mine is called plantar fasciitis. It's a problem with the heel, with the mass that goes from the heel and connects to all the 5, and it can be very, very painful. But now I've realized that the only way I'm going to survive is to know it, So know what it is. So
Understand
knowing
it,
the triggers.
The triggers.
So I know how much I can walk. When somebody tells me, let's go and hike, I say, I'm not hiking.
That's not for you.
I'm not hiking. So.
And do you explain to them, Mama, you just say no? I mean, it depends.
People are silly, man. Even my friends who know that I can't hike just comes and tells you, let's go and hike.
And they know you can't.
Yeah. They forget. Your problem is like the size of this balloon. But what your friend sees this problem.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the size of the problem. But them, or the pain, this is it. But them, they just see this.
Yes.
Si unaona umeenda tu kukunywa chai sahii ukarudi hapa. Shida iko wapi?
You'll be well. Like I can tell someone, hey, I'm in pain. You'll be well.
Yeah.
That is all in your mind. You'll be well.
Yeah.
Yes.
They think you've got a headache.
Yes.
A light headache.
Yes.
But it's serious pain. Like sometimes I feel like somebody's having, syringe on my, pins and thorns on my feet. I was home during Christmas, and my cousin took me all the way to the lake. We just walked. And the funny thing that I did, the worst thing that I did was to put on a pair of gumboots. And we tried, and we went all the way. And one of the problems with these things that you'll realize that it is about to be triggered when it's about to be triggered.
Yes.
So you are on the uko kwa lake, and then I realized that I've got a trigger. So now there is nowhere to go. I have to walk back. So we just walked up slowly for like an hour. A place that you just walk for 15 minutes. You just walk slowly, stopped, sat down, walked. So, but. What I've realized that the fact that you are living
is
so important. Because I remember huko nyuma things that would have killed me. I've always count like 6 things that would have killed me. Really, really killed me. But they didn't. So now I'm just still here. I've considered going to the government and telling them that I need to be certified disabled.
I also went to the government. I was told a lot of things.
What did they tell you?
You must bring a letter to show that you are disabled. And one of my legs is short. It can't be tall again because of that. Yeah. So. Walikata. But I'm going to pursue it until I get that.
Me, I'm going. We should go together with you.
Together.
Me, I'll get
and
it.
Fight for it.
But they're going to look at my feet and they're going to laugh at me.
No. You can find a doctor who will write that information to them.
Actually, I was told by a doctor in Italy that you should be disabled. They write your letter that shows that you're disabled so that you get to the airport. There is a time I was in Munich airport, Munich, and I got lost and I cried at the airport. And I walked. And then those airports huko majuzi kama hizi zetu na walk na umefika mwisho. I think you can walk.
Huge.
I walked and I ended up at the wrong place. And I had to walk back.
And now the pain was triggered.
Man, it was throbbing. And then I looked at an Indian woman sitting on that chair. And I was like, if you stand out of that chair, I'm going to have that chair. So that thing, sometimes we laugh about our pain. Because why ndo muhimu?
Yes.
I wish you the best.
Thank you so much.
Honestly, I wish you the best.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much for joining again this episode. This is an episode that is very important to me because the pain that we've talked about is perhaps pain that you've never understood, pain that you've never really experienced. But I can tell you that pain, this kind of pain that we've been talking about in this podcast is real. And one of the reasons why I got Etemesi on this podcast is because somebody out there might hear his story and might decide to help him. So the way that I think you can help Etemesi is by contributing to his insurance, Kitty. And I spoke with him, and he told me that he still does not have a link where people can help him do the fundraiser. I think after this, what we are going to do, and as a friend of his, what I'm going to do is to help him start that link where you can donate to him. So it will be on the description, so that if you have a job that you think that he can do, please do find it in your heart to reach out to him. I can give his number. I don't know whether we will leave his number or his email, your number or your email.
Number and email.
Yeah, I think that would be nice. Please, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Leave a comment, hit on that notification bell. Please subscribe to Dialogues with Jagero. That is how I just talked to a dollar billionaire. And the reason why I talked with a dollar billionaire is because people have been subscribing to this channel. I don't believe that it would have come if it was only one subscriber, So please subscribe, because that brings a lot. The kind of guests that we want to bring to Dialogues with Jagero are guests that are going to impact people's lives. And having a big subscriber base is something that is very important and helps in doing that. So please subscribe to Dialogues with Jagero. Hit on that notification bell so that when we have an episode out, you will be notified. Thank you very much. And until